All right, 24 CR 132.
Today's case is nothing short of explosive. A 19-year-old, Marvin Wilson, stands accused of aggravated robbery, a first-degree felony that could land him behind bars for life. But here's the twist. His defense argues for probation, while prosecutors demand prison time. And when the judge steps in, the courtroom turns into a masterclass in raw, unfiltered reality checks. Stay tuned, because this one spirals from excuses to emotional confrontations, all the way to a life-altering sentence.
27, you are Ashton Marvin Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Mr. Dusler, and the state's attorney. Earlier, you pleaded guilty to this first-degree felony of aggravated robbery. A pre-sentence report has been prepared. Have the parties had an opportunity to review it? And are there any corrections or changes to it?
We have reviewed it. There are no corrections.
Not from the state, Judge.
It's made a part of the record for all purposes. The agreement is whatever sentence shall not exceed a cap of 10 years in prison. So we would be looking at no less than 5, nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, or deferred or unadjudicated probation would be an option. Because a firearm was used in the commission of this offense, regular probation is not an option. Do you understand all of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Dusler, you may go on behalf of this defense.
Your Honor, he's asking the court for deferred adjudication probation. This young man is 19 years of age. He has no felony criminal history, very little history of any kind. As the PSI correctly points out, he did not grow up with a very good social structure. His father has been incarcerated. His mother has had criminal trouble as well. But he's trying to keep his life in order. This was a very stupid thing that he did. We've talked about it. There was a dispute among a bunch of people that they had been gambling together. They had some problems. He wanted his money back, and pulling a gun on somebody and brandishing a firearm, it's not the thing to do. I think he recognizes that. He's been sitting in jail a good while now. The one positive thing on his behalf that I've talked with him about is
Here's where the defense makes their strongest move. They paint Marvin as a young man with a rough upbringing, still in school, just making a stupid mistake. The ask? Deferred adjudication probation. Basically a chance to avoid a permanent felony record if he stays clean. But let's not forget, this wasn't a shoplifting. This was an armed robbery with a firearm. The stakes aren't just Marvin's future, they're public safety. Question for you. Do you think a 19-year-old deserves probation after pulling a gun? Or is that risk just too high?
still trying to complete school. He's in the 12th grade in high school, and he's further along than a whole lot of other people in his situation at this age. He wants to complete his high school education and live a productive life. And he realizes that this was one really, really stupid thing, and he feels.
The prosecutor doesn't hold back. He calls out the entire robbery, multiple guns, 4 people against 1, and a terrified victim who still fears retaliation. And here's the kicker. Even though Marvin could be looking at life, the state only asks for 10 years. That's not mercy in the victim's eyes. To them, 10 years feels like a short sentence compared to a lifetime of trauma. This is where justice gets complicated. How do you balance a teenager's future against a victim's fear?
It's like the court will give him an opportunity. He could successfully complete probation, and by the opportunity of deferred adjudication, if he does successfully complete it, it keeps this young man from having a felony conviction, which I think would really benefit him in the future. Have I pretty much said everything correctly?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else that you want to add for the judge?
Yes, sir. You said it pretty much.
Okay. We're asking for deferred, Your Honor.
Stay.
Judge, this is how our society's become. Evidently, you have a dispute over something, you pull guns. And this was 4 individuals robbing 1 individual, and they were just out having a good time hanging out. And next thing you know, they're accusing somebody of cheating and start pulling out guns. They rob this individual. You can see that he's scared. He's afraid of retaliation when this young man gets out. He thinks that this person should go to prison. So we'd ask for the 10 years, Judge, the cap.
Mr. Wilson, what would you like to say?
Um,
Did you hear what he just said?
yes, sir.
He's asking for 10 years in prison, which is far less than the maximum you could get. You're looking at life in prison, which would mean you wouldn't even be reviewed for parole until you did 30 years.
Yes, sir. I will.
This is one of the most intense courtroom moments you'll ever see. The judge flips the script. He asks Marvin to imagine a gun pressed against his own head. That's the exact terror the victim lived through. And the judge doesn't let him wiggle out with excuses like, I didn't intend to kill. In law, intent doesn't erase fear. Aggravated robbery with a firearm carries a deadly weapon finding, meaning parole options shrink, sentences get heavier, and the record sticks for life. The judge makes it brutally clear, once you point a gun, you own the consequences.
Honestly say, I did honestly commit a crime out of, let me say, madness. You feel me? Somebody did cheat on the game, but
So you quite naturally threaten them to kill them with a firearm.
no, so I didn't threaten him. I just demanded the money back.
No, that's not what this says. The pre-sentence report's been admitted. And it says here that, let's see. That following the investigation, Detective Gillen concluded that Ashton Wilson, you intentionally brandished a firearm and pointed it at the victim during the robbery, which prompted him, the officer, to seek a warrant for your arrest. That's what this says, buddy.
Yes, sir. On PSI thing when they asked me, when the question asked me what happened, I said that I pulled the gun and demanded the money back, but no, not with intent to kill or harm him. I was upset about the game, about the gambling.
Let me ask you this.
Sir,
If I pulled a gun right now and stuck it to your forehead, what do you think's about to happen?
means
What do you think's about to happen? I'm putting you in the position the victim was in.
yes, sir.
You had all the authority and power, which you're not supposed to have over somebody. That's not for you.
Yes, sir.
The supreme being is supposed to have that power, not you. And if I put a gun, what do you think? The next moment, you can very well die. What do you think he thought? Same thing. You're going to later say, well, I didn't intend to kill you. How does that take back the fear and what was going through their mind thinking, I'm about to end my life on this world as a living person is about to end, and I don't have control. Somebody else has control over my life, which isn't supposed to happen. That's not the way we're supposed to live, is it?
No, sir.
That's the way you did it. You assumed the power and authority. You can say, I didn't intend, but you think anybody believes that when they've got a gun to their head?
No, sir.
Yeah, that's going to make them feel better later. I mean, they'll wake up with nightmares their whole life. So what they tell me, well, that would be reasonable. It doesn't matter what you.
Now watch closely. Marvin tries to downplay the robbery, claiming no cash was stolen, just marijuana. But here's the problem. Contradicting police reports only makes him look less credible. The victim told detectives $800 was taken. Marvin says otherwise. But under oath, the truth isn't what you feel happened. It's what can be proven. And regardless of what was stolen, the weapon changes everything. A gun at chest level turns even a drug dispute into a first-degree felony. This is where young defendants often bury themselves deeper, trying to minimize instead of taking full responsibility.
Intended, which what you did. That speaks for itself. I bet you didn't say, I'm putting this gun to your head, but I'm not going to really pull it. I don't intend to do anything to you. I'm just doing this. You didn't do that. You made them think they were about to die. Can you understand how that's terrible?
Yes, sir.
You had all the power, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not fair. Well, he's asking for 10 years in prison, which isn't unfair. I'll bet you the victim kind of feels like, what am I supposed to do? I got to live with this my whole life. And he just gets 10 years. And then he's released. I'm the one that suffers my whole life. Okay. That seems awfully unfair. You're not supposed to put people in a position. But when you take out a gun and you point it at them and threaten them and say, what was taken from him here? What was taken from him? Searched his pockets, stealing about $800 in cash, a cash app card, and other personal items.
Judge Stephen, I wanted to say that actually no one took any money from him. But they did take someone did take some marijuana from him. I don't know what he actually told the detectives. I'm not aware of. I never seen the paper of an indictment, so I don't know actually what happened. What he told the detectives, as I can remember.
How do you know? How do you know what was in his pockets?
I don't.
Well, why are you saying there isn't any if you don't know? He said to the police that there were $800 in cash they took. How do you know that he's not telling the truth?
Because after the robbery, no one had $800, sir.
Well, yeah. You were sitting there watching. Did you see them pull his stuff out of his pants?
I did.
Did you?
I was watching him. No one went into his pants.
Sir?
I said, yes, sir. I was watching him. No one went into his pockets.
Well, where'd they get the marijuana from?
He had a bag of marijuana.
Where?
He got it from the trunk, sir. From the trunk of the car.
How did y'all get it?
He handed it over, sir.
Huh?
He handed it over.
At gunpoint.
That was actually before gunpoint. He was asking, sir.
And there it is, the final hammer drops. Marvin Wilson is sentenced to 8 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, with the deadly weapon finding officially on record. Not the maximum, not probation, but a middle ground that reflects both his youth and the seriousness of the crime. This case shows us the razor-thin line between teenage mistakes and lifelong consequences, and how the presence of a gun erases second chances. What do you think? Was 8 years too harsh, too light, or just right? If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
Wait. So what did you take from him at gunpoint?
That's what I'm saying. They actually didn't take nothing from him because they had an officer doing a patrol.
No, you had the gun